Handyman, the most beautiful and powerful Flutter solution to launch your on-demand service platform faster and cost-effectively. And this ready-to-use solution consists of all the resources that you need to launch your platform successfully. So let's take a walkthrough of our Laravel Admin Panel. This admin panel is the heart of our solution. It gives full access and control of the platform to our admin. So let's see those functionalities. So firstly, on the website, you have to log in with your admin email. So I will just enter that and log in into my account. And so this is, you can see this is our dashboard, and here is our sidebar where you can see all the categories and all that stuff. Then on the admin dashboard, the first thing you will see is our revenue and some details like total booking, total service, total provider, total revenue, our monthly revenue, then top providers, then top customers, then recent bookings, and all the other stuff here. So firstly, we will go to our settings, and in the settings we have general settings. So first we will change our logo. So we will click here and select the folder and the file of the logo. Then we will change the favicon from here, and we will also change the site name to whatever you want to change. I am not changing it right now. You can change it to whichever site you want. Then you have site description, you can add it to, then the email inquiry, then helpline number, you can add your own. Then you have time zone option where you can change your time zone. Then you also have a setting for your language, you can set it to default. Then you can also give language options in your this menu bar where the user or anyone can select the languages they want from here. Then there are some URLs that you can add for your social media accounts, and you can attach them with your website. Then below the links, we also have the copyright text, so you can add your own copyright text to your website. Right now we have added our own Iqonic design, so you can change the settings, and we have save button, so you can just click on it and save the setting. So our next settings is the config settings, where first thing you will see is the currency. So you can decide your currency from the country, like right now we are adding India. Then you also have the position. So position is basically prefix and suffix where the currency logo will come, before the price or after the price. So the next thing is one signal. So it's a package or the after plugin which we have added in the Handyman, which will help with the notifications. It will provide all the notification throughout the Handyman service. So our next settings is the distance settings. Here you will select the type, which is the kilometer, and the radius limit, which is the 60. So right now we have limited our radius to the 60. And in the user app, we have the option like for the user that they can select the location. So when they will select the location, they will only see the services that are under this 60 kilometer. Now the next setting is the map key. Here we have given the map key option for our admin to show their address if they want to mention their address, or the contact us option in their information. These are the options for the configuration. You can just change it and save it by here. Then the next setting we have is mail setting. Here you will have the mail mailer, which is the SMTP. Then you can set your mail port, mail host, mail encryption. You can add your email user. You can add the email from address, and you can also add the email password. And you can just save all of these settings in the mail. Then if you want to change them, you can just change it from here. We have added our information, which is the demo information. You can just change yours and save that. So next option we have is our language settings, where you can change your language option to any of it. I am selecting the English. And next option is to select the file to be translated. So we will select the message here. So the translation will be turned for the message in English. Then we have keys and values. So here the admin can change or do the translation of a specific word in the whole system. So you can just select the key is the user and the value is also user. So you can just change that in your own language if you want to. So these are the language settings. And by doing the changes, you can just save it. Then the next settings we have is our payment settings. And in the payment settings, we have different categories or the different types of payment gateways. So the first one is cash on delivery. Then there is a strip where you can enable it. You also have the option for the test and live credential. So you can just, if you want to test this, then you can just use that. And if you want the live credential, you need to get all these keys and all that URL from the strip and use it however you want. Then we also have Razorpay, Flutterway, PayPal, Cinet, set date, etc. And you can just use them all if you want, and whichever option you need, and you can just save the settings. So the next option we have is the push notification. If admin is adding a new service in the system, they can just push notify to the users and all the member of the system that there is something new with this push notification. So we will select the title, which is service, and we will select the service type. Then we will select the service whichever is adding new, and you can also give the description to it. You can save it, and all the users and members will notify. So our next setting is the earning settings, in which we have two different options, which is the commission and subscription. These earning settings are the collaboration between the admin and the provider, how they will exchange the money. So if it is to the subscription, then we have given some plan for the subscription that they can use, and if it's in commission, then it will be on that. So you can just select that and save it into the set. So these are all the settings that you have from the admin. After all the settings, we have the menu bar where we have light to dark mode conversion button, where you can just click on it and change to dark or the light. Then the next option we have is the notification, where you will see all the notification or the new notification you got. You can just click on view all and see all the notification. Then the next option we have is for the language, where you can switch to different language, like I am switching it right now in the touch, and you can see that our settings have been changed to touch language. Now I will just redo it. And the next option that we have is profile. So I will just click on my profile, where you will have the option like changing the personal information about the admin. You can change the name, country, and all other stuff in this settings. And after changing it, you can just update the settings. And the next option that we have is change password, where you can change the password of this admin app. So you can just write your old password and add the new one and confirm it, and you can just save it. So when you save it, it will log you out from this admin panel. So you have to log in it again into the system, and I will just do that here. So now we are back to our dashboard, and here we will start with the seeing services and all that stuff from the sidebar menu. So the first thing we have is the category. Here we have two different options, category list and add category. So firstly, we will go to our category list, and in that you can see that we have all the categories that are added into the system. And on the top side, we have this option where you can add a category. So in the category, we will go and add a new one, which is like we will give the name, then we will select the color, then there is a status where you can set it to active or inactive. Then the next option is to set the image. So you can set an image for your category, and you can also add a description for it. And then we have this option to set it as a feature. Then you can just save that category. And you can see that our plumber category has been added into this system. You can see it here and you can also have the option here where you can turn on off the featured option. Then you also have the option here to turn on off the status, which is like if you want to remove that category right now, not permanently but temporary, then you have this option. Then the other actions are also available, like you can edit the category list if you want to change anything like the number or any kind of that. And also you have the delete button, you can just remove this category from your list. Now the next option that we have is for this subcategory. There also we have two different options like subcategory list and add a new category. So I will just go into the subcategory list where right now there is no data available. So we will just click on add new subcategory, and here we will add a subcategory for our plumber that we have added just recently, and the name is the draining. Then we will select the category, which is the plumbing, and then we will set the status to active or inactive. Then you also change the image. If you want to add the image, then you have description. It's just same like the category, but here one extra information is added, which is the type of category we are adding the subcategory. So like that, and you can add a description and you can set it as a featured, and you can just save the information. And here you can see that our subcategory has been added and its category is plumber. And there is also the same settings like you have featured button, there is status button, and some action like editing and deleting it. So it's just same like the category. Now the next option is to add subcategory directly from the outside, not going into the list. So it's just same, you have to follow the same step like we have did in the list. So I will just move to the next one. Now the next option here we have is the service, and we will go to our service list. Here you can see that we have some of the services already added into the system, and we also have some actions that we can do with it. Right now we will add a new service, so we'll just click on that, So the first thing that we will do is to add the name of the service. So we'll give that, then we will select the category, then we will select our subcategory, and then we will select the provider that will provide this service. Then we will give the address of the provider, then we will select the price type. We will add a price. We will also add a discount. If you want to add the image of the service, you can do that too. Then you can select the duration, how long this service will take or do. Then you can select the status if you want. Then you can add the description, and if you want to set it as a feature, then you can also do that and save the settings. So you can see that our service is added to our list. So here you can firstly see the name of the service, then there is a provider name, then we have also the category name. This all things are shown outside, so you don't have to go inside to check what are the information. Then we have the price, you also see the discount, and we have the status option where it will show you can turn on and off of the services. Then you have some action like you can edit the service and delete, and you can also add the FAQ for the service. So the next option that we will see is the text. So in the text, you will have the list of different types of taxes that are available. Like for different countries, there are different type of taxes, and there are also different categories of taxes available for different industries. So here you will have all the list of the category, and there is also an option to add a new text where you can add the text of your specific category. So right now I am adding a text which is the VAT, and I will also select the value for that text, and I will select the type which is the percentage, or you can also select the fixed type. Then you will select the status which would be active or inactive, and you will just save that text. So our new text category is added into the list. Here it is there, and you have the value which is the 10%, and the type is percentage. You have the status button, you can turn it on and off. Then you have some action where you can edit that information, and you can also delete this text from the list. So this is the text in the Handyman. Then we will move to the providers. So here we will add the provider information like the name, username, then email, password, designation of the like the provider. Then you will select the provider type where we have two options, company or the freelancing. So you can select whichever it is. Then you will select the address like the country, state and city of the provider. Then the next option is to select the text. So here you will select the text that we have added in the text list. That's why we saw the text list first. So we'll just select that. Then you will give the contact information, status of the provider, if it's active or inactive, you have option there. Then you can also upload the image of the profile. Then you have the address, and you can just save all this information, and you will see that our new provider has been added to our list. It is here like the provider demos. Then the provider type is company, which we can see here. Then there is a contact number option where you will see the contact, and also there is here the status of the provider which is active right now. And there is some action button where you will see that we have the edit button, so you can edit the provider information. Then the next option you have is to view the provider information. So if you click on it, it will show the information of the provider. And then the next button is to delete the provider, so you can just delete the provider from here. So now our provider has been added, and in the provider there are many more options like pending provider where you can add the pending provider into the system. Then your provider document list where you will select the documents which you need from the provider. Then your provider layout list, then your provider type list, then your provider address list where it will show all the information that has been written here. Then you have wallet list, then you have subscribe provider list, then your bank list. So these are all the information regarding the provider that you will be able to see separately. So I'm just not opening all of them right now. You can just go and see the list if you want. So the next option here is our Handyman. So the first option that will go is the Handyman list, and in that you can see that some of the Handyman which are already added are here. So now we will add the Handyman information like the name, last name, username, email ID, password of that Handyman profile, and then we will select the Handyman type, which is the freelancing or the company. Then we will select the provider for whom the Handyman will work. Then we will give the provider address. Then we will select the country, state and city of the Handyman. We will add a contact number for that Handyman. We will add the status, which is active or inactive. Then you can add a profile image for that Handyman. You can give the address of that Handyman, and you will just save the information. So after saving the information, your Handyman will be added to our list, and you can see that our new Handyman is added, which is the Handyman demos. And here it will show the provider from whom it will work, which is the provider demo. You will also see the contact number, and you will also see the address if it's added in the list. Then we also have the status where it will show the status which is active right now. And there is action where you can edit the information about the Handyman, and you can also delete it too. Here admin have all the access, as I told you before in our intro, that it will have all the access and control. So in all the like provider, handyman service, handyman have the option to delete them, edit them, or do whatever with them. Then in handyman also there are options like pending handyman, handyman earning list, and handyman type list, then handyman layout list. So these are all other information that you can see about the handyman if you want to in this service. You can just explore all of this in your own panel if you have already bought the handyman. So the next option is the user. Here it will show all the list of the user that are available or are connected to your system. The user can log in themselves directly from the portal, but if the admin wants to add them from here, you have the option like you can click on it, and then you will give the information like the name, username, email, password, contact number, status of the user, address also, and you can just save the information, and you will see that our user is added to the list. And we will just go to the next page of this part, and it will show our new user, where we will see the name, contact number, and status of the user. There are less information about the user here. And then also you have the action like you can see the profile, then edit the profile and delete this profile of the user. So the next option we have is for the booking, where it will show all the booking which have been done or going on or been cancelled into your system. So here first we will see the service name which is written here, then there will be a booking date when it was done or cancelled or whatever, then it will show the username from whom it is booked, and then we have provider name from which provider this service was provided, then the status of that booking, if it was cancelled, rejected, right now it's rejected here, if it's completed or accepted or it's ongoing or whatever, and then it will show the total amount that was earned through this service. Then there is a payment status where it will show the status of the payment if it's paid or pending. Then the next option is action, where we have different actions like you can edit this booking, then you can view this booking, and you also have the option to delete this book. Right now we will click on edit one of the booking, and here you can see that you can also change the status from your panel, because you are an admin, so you will have this access to do anything with these bookings. So you can just change the status. If you want to change anything in it, you will able to change it. And if you are changing it, you can just click on save, and the save will be done. So the next section that we have is to view the booking. So when you click on it, it will take you to the next page where you will have two options like the information and the status. So in the information, it will show the ID of the booking, then the payment method, how it was done, then the customer information, provider information, handyman information, and booking status, payment status, then the booking date also. And below you will have the booking summary, the process was done like the service, detail, pricing, quantity, discount, total, and below that you will also have your payment or the pricing, where it will distribute the amount, how it was like calculated. It is also shown in this information. Then on the top you have the option to select if it's paid or pending. You can change it also from here. Then also you have the next option, which is for to change the status if it's rejected right now, but you can change it to complete or ongoing or whatever. Then the next option is to assign. You also have that option here. Now the next option that we have is the status, where it will show the booking placed, so the timing and the date of it. Then you will show the booking status. It is rejected, so it is written there. Then it will show the payment status. It's blank because the booking was rejected, right? Then we have booking amount, so the amount that is charged for that booking. Then there is information regarding the provider, like which provider service was assigned before getting rejected. After that we will go back to a booking panel like the booking list, and there is an option to delete it. So if you want to delete it, you will have that too. Now the next option that we have is the payment option, where it will show the payment list, the payment done by the users for the services they have got. First thing we will see is the service name, then there is a username from whom this payment is done, then the payment type if they are done with the cash or from the online, then the payment status if it's paid or pending or whatever, then the date and time of that particular payment, the total amount, the amount they have paid for the service. So you will have the whole list for that here. So the next option here we have is the earning, where it will show the total earning of the providers separately. So here we have the list of the providers, where you will show the name, and next to them it will show the number of commission or the amount of commission they get, then the number of booking they have done till now, then the total earning that they have got from the service. So total earning will be got to the provider first, then they will cut the tax from it. So here written the value of the tax, then the commission that admin will take for their service will be written here, then the amount of money that will given to the provider will be written here, and then the provider will pay the handyman whatever they owe them. There is a button in the action from where the admin can pay to the provider the amount that is due to the provider. And this was the overall functionality of the Handyman panel. There are many more little stuff available in admin panel which we haven't shown, so you can just explore it by yourself. And now is the perfect time to start your on-demand home service platform with Handyman.